Okay, part 2 of lesson 37. Yes, 37. This is our last problem we have to go through. I needed a little extra time, so I didn't want to rush through it. We want to make sure we know what they're asking for here. So in this figure, AD is 40 centimeters. Let's plug in what we know. A to D. Centimeters. Okay. And DC is 30 centimeters. Okay. It's always good to plug in what we know and draw a picture, okay? A lot of these problems that we deal with in the future, we can't just think about in our heads. We need a clear picture in order to figure them out. Showing your work is very important. Now it says point B is the midpoint of AC. Okay, so this is the midpoint. That's halfway between A and C. And point E is the midpoint of AD. So we can think about that then. Well, first we want the perimeter and the area of quadrilateral BCDE. So that would be BCDE. So we are actually looking for the area of this thing right here. B, and I didn't draw it perfectly. There it is. We're looking for the area of that and the perimeter. So perimeter and area of that. Alright, so first thing we need to use is we have the midpoint of AD. That means each of these, E to E is 20, and this is 20, E to D. Okay? So, next thing we're going to do is, let's see, do we have everything labeled? Point E is the midpoint of AD, we got that. Point B, C. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Now this is going to be a little tricky, but one thing that we could look at, we definitely have two triangles here. We've got A, B, C. I'm going to erase this for now. Triangle ADC, the big one, the overall one. ADC, and the dimensions we have on that are 30 and 40. And we have a smaller triangle in there, right here. And that is AEB. And all we know about that is that this side is 20. However, we are going to need to know what E to B is. And we can figure that out by looking at similar triangles using ratios here. Okay? So this side corresponds to this side. Looks like it's double. So, oh, excuse me. So it's double from here to here, which means we can half this. Half of 40 is 20. Half of 30 is 15. So this should be 15 right here. Okay? So now we have another piece to our puzzle. 15.
Matt Hobart, Randy Henderson, Allison Baumgartner, and Jacob Blair to the office, please. Randy Henderson, Matthew Hobart, Jacob Blair, and Allison Baumgartner.
Okay, now we were also told that this was the midpoint of A to C. So if we find AB, we should be able to get BC because they're going to be the same. Okay, so once again, we have two sides here. We've got these. We're going to use our Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? Now we've got, let's call this A. We'll call this one B. And this is C, the one opposite our right angle. So we have 20 squared plus 15 squared equals c squared. And we're looking for c, so we can plug that in here, and then we'll get this length too. Alright, so 20 squared is 400. 15 squared is 225. That equals c squared. Add these together, we get 625 c squared. And if we take the square root of both sides, we get 25 equals c. So we finally figured out this length, 25. So that means this is 25. And since this is the midpoint of A to C, this is half the length. This is also 25. So a lot of work once again and some trickery there. And this is definitely a lengthy problem. That's okay. We're going to erase this stuff. And then let's focus on what we have. Remember, we were looking for the area and perimeter of this right here. E, D, C, D. Okay. So we've got 20. Sorry. 20, 15, 30, and now 25. So we can get the perimeter. You can get the perimeter by adding all these up. 20 plus 30 plus 25 plus 15. That'll give you the perimeter. We can find the area now by dropping an arrow down here. This would be a right triangle. This is 15. And this whole thing is 30. So that means this would also be 15. And then we have a triangle with a height of 20 and a base of 15, and a rectangle with a height of 20 and a base of 15. We can find the area. 15 times 20 plus 1/2 times 20 times 15, which we have done before. Alright, so that's just to show you what types of problems we're going to be getting into here. And yes, they can take a long time, and yes, it does require a lot of writing things down. But that's the future of where we're headed, and it's a good thing for us to see. So we'll be getting into this some more.